Today, I'm reviewing The Great Dictator. So, before I even get into it, can you see that I cried? Huh? Can you see it? Oh, well, I did. Released in 1941. Charlie Chaplin is a genius. Charlie Chaplin wrote, directed, and starred in this film. Typically, movies where the director writes and stars in it suck. Because he also produced it too. So typically, those four things get put together as the same person. It's a terrible movie. It's like, I just want to be famous. Make me famous. Charlie Chaplin was already famous, so this works. You change a few names, and it's World War II basically. You laugh, which is so weird. You laugh. You got this guy. I'm just gonna call him Hitler because that's basically what he is. He's stumbling all over himself. And he's trying to be taken seriously, and it's great, and it's hilarious, because I don't know, like that's kind of how I always felt with when like looking at Adolf Hitler. Is it's just like he was just somebody who was trying to be taken seriously. Yeah, but the guy who comes in, he's supposed to be Mussolini. It's great because Mussolini was a jackass. Oh, Hitler's trying to he's trying to intimidate him, and so they get him a chair, and it's like this high off the ground because Charlie Chaplin is like this tall, and the guy who plays Mussolini is like this tall. Oh, it's great. But I need to talk about, and this will probably be the most of what the video review is, the final scene of the movie. I knew that this was gonna happen because I've seen the video before. I've seen this speech that he gave before, and so I knew it was gonna happen. But I tried watching it as if I didn't know it was gonna happen, and so as it kind of came to that point in time, I was like, this guy's a Jewish barber, and he's the dictator of this country. But that wasn't the point. And it's interesting because it's almost as if the entire movie was made for those last 5 minutes. It's brilliant. Those last 5 minutes. It's brilliant. It's breathtaking, actually. It's the 1940s, and Charlie Chaplin is expressing his belief in humanity and what it means to be humane and what's right and what's wrong. And he says whether they're Jew, Gentile, black, or white, deserve to be treated equally. And he says stuff like this. And the 1940s? Are you kidding me? Not a lot of people felt that way. And if they did, they weren't vocalizing it. But this guy, this major movie star, comes out. He wrote it, he directed it, he acted in it. He wanted that to get sent, and that is the message that the movie sends. After you watch it, it's really depressing because you keep thinking, well, what if there had been an Adolf Hitler lookalike who was a really good person and knew how to tell everybody that what Adolf Hitler was doing is wrong? Like, oh, then things would have been figured out a lot sooner. A lot of people would have been saved. And that's kind of a depressing thought. It's interesting to see how movies during that time period, even during the Great Depression, like they make them and there wasn't anything depressing about them. There wasn't supposed to be. You weren't supposed to feel bad after watching it because guess what? Life sucked anyway. So why would you want to go and see a movie that made it look just as bad? So movies were made to make people happy, and this is a movie that was made as all this stuff is happening. And how can you not be depressed by that? How can you not feel depressed by the fact that these things are actually happening? And you know, like, come on. Like, before the movie even starts, they probably show, like, a little, like, snippet of, this is what our soldiers are doing. Like, you know what's going on. But the film is upbeat, which is strange, but it's good strange. And it's what makes it stand on its own in this whole genre playing field. There are a lot of movies out there about World War II. Valkyrie's alright. Saving Private Ryan. That is a depressing as hell movie. That movie is depressing. But to see a film from that time period, about that time period, and to see that it makes you cry not because it's depressing, but because it gives you hope, or because it makes you think that maybe humanity has more to offer. Charlie Chaplin, you are the master. Basically, Charlie Chaplin is a rock star and should be in, like, halls of fame everywhere. Baseball Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, everywhere. Because he's just awesome. Charlie Chaplin. That's the review.